Hello, you. It's me. And I've got Doraemon and I've got Pushkin with me today. They're bundled up nice and warm, which seems to be appropriate for the winter season as well as for Christmas. Anyway, my table of wonder, and this is what I have. I thought I would talk a little bit today about excuses. And the reason why is watching a recap of Amberlynn through Zachary Michael, and also watching French Fry Girls recaps of Chantal. Although I do like the Doherty Dozen, I think it's called. Anyway, very good. Just good stuff. Just good stuff to watch. Anyway, getting back to Chantal and back to Amberlynn, I realize the thing that makes me most angry about them is all their excuses. And here's the thing. Realistically, I'm going to do something. Will I have some setbacks? Yes, that's normal. But what isn't normal is using those setbacks as an excuse to quit or to stop. That's what makes me so angry. I mean, amongst other things, they both have terrible behavioral issues. They treat others like scum. There's a lot of other things, but the one thing that I think that really gets me the most about both of them is all the excuses they make. Well, I gained weight because I was sad, and because I have lipedema, and because I was stressed, and because this and because that. Amberlynn is just full of those. And it really irritates me because she always says, oh, I had an anxiety attack. Did she, though? I mean, maybe she did. Maybe I'm being too harsh. But I feel like she says just about anything just to give an excuse. And, she had a very hard upbringing. I understand that. A lot of people have, including myself. I had a very difficult upbringing as well. And I do have anxiety, terrible anxiety. And so I'm not saying that she doesn't have anxiety, but sometimes I wondered that she says things so nonchalantly that it makes me question, is she really experiencing that? Or again, is it just another excuse? I don't know. Same with Chantal. She says the same things. Oh, I was stressed. Oh, I was being bothered. Oh, I was being abused by a man. And I don't deny that those things are true. I know they're true, but I think she exaggerates a lot. And it's been a long time, and she's married now. So why is she still raging over him? What was it, like a week ago? Why is it that she's raging over French Fry Girl or anybody else when she's supposed to be over it and above it and bettering herself? Again, well, I have anger issues and I get out of hand. That's another excuse. We all have setbacks. There was one. When we're trying to improve ourselves. But neither of these ladies ever show any improvement. And, oh my God, I think what makes me the most angry about it is that I've done that myself. I do that all the time. I make excuses for myself. Oh, well, it was a bad day. Oh, well, it was a bad year. Oh, it was a bad 5 years. And that could be legitimately true. But how we get better is to push forward anyway, is to continue to try. Like, for example, I lost my computer to a accident. I spilled water right into the middle of the keyboard and it killed it, which was quite devastating to me. About a month later, I purchased a refurbished computer that promptly died a month later. And I haven't been able to afford a replacement. I have no computer. And I'm a writer. I do a lot of writing. And it's really hard to do that when you don't have a computer or a printer, which also went out very recently. So what do? Well, do I say, I'll write when I get a computer. I'll save up for a computer and then I'll start writing. Well, there's this thing called pen and paper. You can do that too to write. Now, granted, I have just a little bit of arthritis in my hands and writing can be painful, but I've noticed that the more I write, the better my hands feel. It wasn't fun at first, but now after a couple months, it's starting to get a little bit easier. And I thought, a computer is really nice. It's nice to have in a printer. It's really nice. It's nice to have. You can type things up. It goes very quickly. You can print it out. It's all neat and nice. It's easy to email out to a friend or to somebody critiquing your work or to somebody that you're working for so they can see it. There's a lot of benefits. But not having a computer isn't stopping me from writing. I write every day. I write pieces and parts to the stories that I want to continue writing. And I did it in, I think, a clever way, a way that works for me. I have one journal, and when I want to write a story, I use a different colored ink. That way I can always find it easily. And if I write a different story, then I use another color ink so that it stands out. And so when I do get a computer, I can type it up easily and I'll have those stories ready to go. And is it the best solution? It's the best solution right now. And guess what? It's working. I've continued to write. It's a little slower process, but I've started to kind of enjoy spending an hour or two a day just writing in that journal, writing stories, writing thoughts and feelings. It's been kind of therapeutic in a lot of ways, but the important thing is I haven't stopped working. I haven't said, oh, well, I don't have a computer, so F it. I mean, I felt like that for a while, but but I decided instead of just laying there and doing nothing, I could still do something. I could still do something to further what I want to accomplish in my life. I said in a previous video that I wanted to take on I'm not sure how to say his name. Anyway, from the Young Turks, I wanted to, he has talked about a book that he has been writing for years now, and he keeps pushing back the date and pushing back the date. And so my challenge to myself, I thought would be fun to see if I could finish my book before he does. The last date I checked, it's been a few months. The last date I checked was in September that he was going to have it finished of next year. So guess what? You know what? I'm still going on that challenge. Will I make it or not? Who knows? That's not the point. The point is I've challenged myself, and even if I don't publish my book before he does, I've still gotten a lot done. And that's the point. is I didn't stop. I did complain quite a bit, but I didn't stop. I'm still going. And even if I don't finish it by September of next year, maybe I'll have half of it done. And guess what? That's more than what I got right now. Or maybe I'll have 3/4 of it done. Or maybe I'll actually finish it. But the point is, I'm not stopping. I'm just going to keep going. It's like my own weight loss journey. I got very sick and ended up gaining quite a bit of weight. I was over 200 pounds, maybe 211 pounds. I think, I don't know if that was my highest. That was when I checked and went, oh crap, I probably need to lose some weight. It took me a few years. I'm now about 2.5 years in, and not quite 3 yet. And I'm at 161. That's a pretty good weight loss. That's what, like, I'm bad at math, but that's like 50 pounds. Did it take me a while to do that? Yeah, but I didn't stop. I continued, even at the slowest pace. But I continued. And I guess it's true, you know, you just keep going. Eventually you'll get there. It may not be as quickly as you want, but I haven't used the excuse of, oh, I just quit because insert excuse here. I didn't give myself excuses when it came to my weight loss. I still want to lose about 40 more pounds. And I'm still doing it. I'm still eating healthy. I'm watching. I drink a lot of water. I have cut sugar almost completely out of my diet, except for the occasional treat. I like a nice cookie now and again, but I only have 1 or 2 after a meal. I don't eat the whole box, you know, and that's the thing. There's restraint, there's commitment, and it's paying off. I think if both of these girls could do even half that, they would be succeeding. They would be doing well. And look, I don't think they're good people, either one of them. But I'm tired of them using the excuse of, well, I'm big, I'm fat, I can't do this, I can't do that. People hate me because of the way I look. And I think people don't like them because they constantly show weakness. It makes them look like liars. I mean, they are liars too. I'm not talking about the weight, talking about other things. But they can't stick to anything. And it's life-threatening, and yet they still can't stick to it. I mean, what does it take for you to pay attention? But yeah, not every day is going to be perfect, and sometimes you fail, but they use the excuse of failure to quit. You know, oh, I binged, but I'm going to keep going. Oh, I binged again. But no one's perfect. It's just like, really? Stop it. Just stop. You have a strong will. You can make yourself stop at some point. Yes, you're going to fall. Yes, you're going to fail. Yes, there's going to be goods and bads. But if 90% of the time you are committed, that 10% won't really matter. And that's the problem with both of them. They are committed maybe 10%, probably more like 5%. And they put all of their percentage into the failures instead of into the success. And I just noticed that now more than ever, just looking at myself and my writing and my weight, I'm doing it. They could too, but they just don't. And I don't know why. I mean, I studied psychology. I have a master's in it. they just have no will to. They blame everybody else but themselves instead of just taking control and saying, look, it's up to me. This is what I'm going to do. But they don't do that, do they? They claim they do. I know Amber in particular is really good at talking about, oh, I know it's me. She gets on her little soapbox. I know I'm the one who's in charge of what goes into my mouth. It's not my girlfriend, it's me. And I have to pay more attention and take this more seriously because it's my life, guys. How many times has she said that? And I don't mean to make fun of it, but she said that at least. I've been watching her since her and Becky were together. I think it was like 7 months. And I swear to God, she said it multiple times every year. Oh, I'm going to do it. I don't want to die. I want to be healthy. I don't think she cares about being healthy. She just regurgitates what she thinks people want to hear. And just repeats the same thing over and over again. But it doesn't mean anything if there's no action behind it. And she has no action behind it. Neither does Chantal, very rarely. Although, I mean, she did go to Kuwait. She did get married, I guess. So, I mean, that's something. I mean, she is more action than Amber Lynn is. At the same time, she seems to do things very spontaneously and without thought. For her, I think she needs to think about things a little more clearly before she goes and does something or says something. That would probably help her significantly. But yeah, she uses a lot of excuses too. In fact, she uses I'm spontaneous. That's just my personality. Sure, you can be spontaneous, but you can also stop and think for a moment before you act to make sure that it's the right thing to act upon. There's a thing. Just like when she speaks and she has all this verbal diarrhea about how horrible these other YouTubers are, and she doesn't think about how hurtful and how harmful what she's saying really is until later, and then she gives some false darned excuse and I wasn't feeling well and I got angry, and okay, but that's not taking responsibility, and that's not changing that, where you acknowledge, oh, maybe I don't feel very good right now. Maybe I shouldn't go live. Maybe I shouldn't make this video right now because I'm not feeling great and I might get angry and take it out and say things that I'll regret later. I don't know that she regrets any of the things she says, quite frankly, even though she has apologized on occasion. It's like Amber apologizing to Narc Alert. What kind of an apology was that? That was terrible. She didn't care that Narc Alert had a health problem and just laughed about it and said, I don't care, and then later said, I'm sorry. Yeah, no you weren't. But then you demand respect when you have a health problem and get upset if somebody laughs at you. You would think you would learn from that moment that laughing at someone's health issues probably isn't a good idea. But that's just another thing, another excuse. Oh, well, there's got to be a reason why. Oh, well, I wasn't feeling good that day. I mean, how many times do you have to hear excuses? Stop using excuses and just do things. And if you don't want to do things, say, I don't want to. Amber could have just easily said, I don't care that she has health issues. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Fine. At least you're being straightforward. That's something that even Karina Kaboom mentioned. I wouldn't respect her, but I would have more respect for her just being truthful instead of saying the things that she thinks people want to hear. I hate that because it's not genuine. And she thinks she's fooling people? Does Chantal think she's fooling people? I mean, I guess they must think we're really stupid, but we're not. You know, watching either one of them for any period of time, you get it. You know it. You just, for me, get to the point where you feel sorry for them or you're angry at them, and it kind of goes back and forth. I just wish that both of them would just pull it together and be better people. I think that's what most of us wish for. But who knows if they will? All I know is that I'm not making excuses for things that have happened. I'm trying to take responsibility and change, and I wish they would as well. Will they? Probably not. But you can do it. You know something about yourself that you're not proud of. You can change it. It won't happen overnight, but as long as you keep forth and put effort and acknowledge your responsibility, that will help. That will help. It takes, I think they said, around 90 to 120 days to make something into a habit. So make into a habit your acknowledgement that you're making excuses. Stop it. And do action instead. Do what you know is best for you. Anyway, I rambled a lot. I don't know if anyone's going to listen to this, but if you did, thank you. I appreciate you, and I hope you'll come back. That's all I got to say.